Hello, welcome back to another video. I'm very excited for this one because, as the title states, we are going to discuss what is left after manifesting, after deciding that you've already received that thing that you want. Okay, I'm gonna wait for a couple of you guys to come in. I didn't have my comments on last time. Now they will be on, so that's exciting. Also, today we're in Spain. We're not in Spain, but that's what the vibe is today. Also say hello to Willow. Her tail is most likely going to get in the video, so that'll be fun as well. Oh, and let me get my notes. I was also reading in Neville today, so I was reading from this book and I found it very interesting because every time you read it, you always get new information. So that's kind of going to go along with what this topic is today. Hello, hello. Hi. It's so good to hear from you guys. I'm so excited. Yeah, if you're new here, hello, welcome. I don't know what YouTube does to the algorithm. I don't know. I just don't understand it. But I do know that I think that they're pushing out some of my videos, the ones that I've done like a year ago. So it's good to be back. But anyway, okay, I wanted to talk about something that has been on my mind and something that I have also been kind of just feeling from the community that we should discuss. And it's this idea of repetition, and it's also this idea of affirming once and getting what you want. Like, how often do I need to say something in order to get that desire? And then once I finish, I will take questions and answers. I want to hear how you guys are doing. I'm so excited. Yeah, so I will definitely get to it. I will let you guys know everything that's been happening. So the past 2 weeks, I've been traveling. I went to Florida for a week and swam with dolphins because that was on my bucket list. And yeah, I just needed to get that done. And the story about that is crazy. So yeah, we've got a lot to catch up on. So grab your tea, grab your coffee, grab all of the fun little liquids, and let's get to it. Okay, I wanted to discuss manifestation and how to quickly receive it, because I think that there might even be a limiting belief, right? Anything is a limiting belief if you claim that it's a limiting belief. But there is a belief that you can subscribe to that I need to constantly affirm something in order to have it materialize. And you can think about your life right now, and that's not the case. Like, I'm sure you can think of instances in your life right now where you don't have to affirm at all and you're still getting exactly what you want. The sun is still rising without you having to think about it. The sun is setting without you thinking about it. Your heart is beating without you thinking about it. Your entire body is functioning. Your cells are operating. It's quite magnificent. You are a miracle the way that your body is functioning right now. For anyone who has studied sports medicine, biology, any of my biology majors out there, science geeks, nerds, all that good stuff. If you understand how the body works, or you have attempted to understand this information, you understand that this is a very complex and yet simple operation that we're dealing with. And I say all of this because that is your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is operating, what do they say, probably over 95% of your daily life. So when we start talking about the subconscious mind and how easy it is to materialize things, I'm here to let you know that it doesn't take that much effort. And this is why Abraham Hicks, you have people like Abraham Hicks and Bashar and all these other people talking about how it's as simple to manifest a button as it is to manifest a mansion. This is true, but depending on our belief systems, that will dictate the route, the path of least resistance that we go through and that we move through in order to get that desire. So the first thing that I wanted to say when it comes to manifesting and what needs to be done in between the deciding and then it materializing is this: nothing. You don't have to do anything. You can be sitting right here watching this YouTube video, and whatever you desire can come into your experience. Speaking from personal experience, you can be reading a book or watching TV, hanging out with your cat, and have people, places, and things come to you just because you decided it was so. But in order to get to that point, we need to have faith. We need to have trust. And that is the first thing that I want to talk about. The main thing that is required for this materialization, this very rapid materialization, is trust. And trust is something that you build up with yourself. But if you are rooted in the Word, if you are reading, if you're learning more about yourself, it becomes easier to trust things. By the way, guys, Neville Goddard is just another vessel. He was just another channeler, if you will. And what Neville Goddard says is not something that you can't figure out on your own. If you open up the Bible and you intend to receive the messages that you need, you will receive them. Neville he's not doing anything crazy. He's not like breaking the mold or anything. The way that he explains things is, yes, it is brilliant. It is genius, but he got it from the Bible, and he states it very clearly that he got this from the Bible. He learned from someone who got their information from the Bible. So I think that's what I'm here to bring to you today is that, I don't know, just like manifestation in general is very applicable, and it's something that you have access to. I mean, the Bible is free. You can go to a hotel and open up the drawer and get a Bible. So anyway, yeah, in this, hi Mike, how you doing? How's it going? Okay, in one of the passages that I was reading, it talks about how, like, what are the steps that I need to take in order to receive the manifestation? And the answer is nothing. You don't have to take action if you don't want to, or if you don't feel led to, which is why your feeling state is very important. Because if you're in the feeling state of already having something, if you feel like you are the person that just gets paid to exist, right? You can take on that feeling state. I'm the type of person where it's very natural, it's very normal for me to get paid to exist. Then that has to be pushed out into your reality. And it's as simple as that. And it comes in many different forms. It may not be the exact way that you think, but it most times will be better than what you imagine. And that's the main point. You don't have to affirm something all the time. You don't have to beat your head with a stick like so many times in order to get what you desire. In fact, you thinking so much and you contemplating how something is going to happen, that is causing you to go into this state of not trusting. So there's the hair. So I want you to really think about this with me. The version of you that already has whatever the desire is, I don't care what it is. There it is, I got it. The version of you that has that thing, what would they most likely feel and think about the situation? Sometimes they wouldn't even have a thought about it. But what do they most likely feel about the situation? It'd be like, oh, yeah. Okay. There isn't necessarily a big feeling state that would be attached to the version of you that already has it. And that's what I'm trying to get at. We have very high emotions and we have very low emotions, right? And then we have this neutral place. And this neutral place serves, hi YO, good to see you. Hi. And this neutral place serves as a destination for you to also receive all of your manifestations, even when you're angry too. Like I've gotten to this place recently where just reading Neville's work and reading the Bible, I've realized that it doesn't really matter. Like if you can make an assumption that it doesn't matter what happens, it does not matter what the circumstances are. If you just claim it to be and then you go about your day, it does not matter. You still get what you want. That's an assumption. So I I invite you. I invite you to take on assumptions that will ease you. So, okay, let's also think about this too. I have water, right? I have this water bottle. Guys, side note, I cannot even tell you how many of these I've sold to people randomly, randomly out in the streets. Okay, they see me with this water bottle and they're like, "Where'd you get that water bottle?" I'm like, "Listen, it's much better than a Stanley, in my humble opinion, but yeah, and it's leak proof." Okay, I'm done. I'm not selling you anything. It's just my favorite. Okay, but anyway, I have water, right? I have water, and it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal to me. That's the best place to be for everything. And how you get there is by practicing, right? Yes, practicing, but also, what are we practicing? What are we actually practicing? We're practicing the normalization of having that thing, right? And that doesn't necessarily come in the form of telling yourself that you have it all the time. It could be going for a walk. It could be hanging out with your friends and feeling love. It could be, petting Willow and just enjoying your life. It does not have to be necessarily thinking about that thing over and over again. Oh, she's trying to claw at me now because I'm trying to get her off the windowsill. Yeah, embodiment. So the embodiment comes in different forms. It's not just thinking about that thing. And again, I invite you to think about things that you've already manifested, like fast too. Think about something that you manifested really fast. Were you thinking about it? Were you constantly harping on that situation? Or were you just like, okay. You're fine either way. And that's the space that we need to get to. That's the God state. The God state is knowing that you are it. So it doesn't really matter. Even if you're like, you mess up, right? And you're just like, oh, the world is ending. Like I just said this and it's totally ruined. It's really not. It's really not, because it's just you anyway. So you can fix things. And that's another thing too with revision, because I know Neville Goddard talks about revision. Revision is created, and if you guys don't know, revision is something that Neville Goddard talks about, where you can recreate the past. But here's a different perspective. Here's my perspective of what revision is, because I don't really practice that form of revision that Neville Goddard talks about, which, if you guys don't know, he talks about going through your day. So let's say something happens throughout your day and it's not the way that you perceived it or like wanted to perceive it, then you would think about it before you go to bed and you revise it as to how you would want things to happen. But here's a fun trick, okay? And this is something that I received when listening to Bashar, but these are my own words. When you are in the present moment, you are shifting yourself automatically, right? Because change is the only constant. Everything is moving, okay? So if change is the only constant, from the present moment, how you identify changes the past and the future. So you don't necessarily need to revise anything if you change your current identity. So think about this. If you have always identified as a winner, you will only think of things in the past that remind you of being a winner. If you think of yourself as somebody who has dealt with trauma and you've had to overcome a lot and you've had a lot of experiences that have led you X, Y, and Z, then your story, your present story, will create a past that aligns with that. And really think about it. It's so cool. Really think about it. I can't even tell you what I ate 3 days ago. Like if I had to pull it out of me, maybe I could go back 3 days and like go on my calendar and like try and remind myself what I had 3 days ago. But the point that I'm trying to make with this is that you don't remember everything. You're not retaining all of this stuff. There's like very limited things that we choose to keep in our brain and store, right? So if we're like this container, if we're like this storage, then what are we actually storing? We're storing the information that aligns with the story that we're telling ourselves right now. So what you are currently identifying with right now is effectively changing your future, and it is creating a story that aligns with your past circumstances. So that is also another way to look at revision. You don't need to revise anything if you don't want to. It's fun. It's fun if you'd like, but it's not necessary because everything is happening right here and right now. Okay. Another point that I wanted to make, and then I think I'll be finished. I would love to answer questions and talk to you guys about what's been happening. Hi, Oliver. Good to see you. I'm so excited, guys. Wow, this is so fun. Another thing that I wanted to discuss is the idea of thoughts. I have said this so many times, guys, but you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. And the more that you disconnect with your thoughts and create space, the more you can manifest the things that you desire and choose the thoughts that you want to entertain. So if you have like a very busy mind, like myself, I have a very busy mind sometimes. So this is why I practice this type of stuff. Excuse me. Meditation is one of the greatest ways that you can create space from your thoughts. When you have less thoughts, when you have less of a monkey mind, then you're not, I think of it like a dream catcher. So there's thoughts going on in our day, and when you don't meditate, when you feel like you need to manifest and when you feel like you need to affirm and you need to get something, to be something, to feel good about your life, then you as the dream catcher are going to like catch on to every single thought, and you're going to take everything personally. You're going to make everything seem like it has meaning. The thought that you had to slap someone in the face, you're going to be like, why did I think that? Oh, I'm such a terrible person. Like, oh my goodness, why is my brain thinking something like that? Okay, so we get the point. If you put yourself in a space of, let's say you're meditating, right? And you've created space, and this is something that you practice. Do not take my word for anything that I say. Do not take anything that I say as truth. I want you to practice it, and I want you to try it for yourself, okay? So let's say that now you've started meditating. It was kind of difficult at first, but now you're getting the hang of it, and you're creating space between your thoughts. Now, what you'll notice is that less thoughts are coming through your channel, right? So your body, your brain, and your heart, this coherence that we have. There's going to be one, less thoughts, and two, there's going to be less attachment to the thoughts. When you have a less attachment to the thoughts, then you guys already know this. You guys already know. When there's less attachment to the thought, then it will manifest quicker. And that is the whole point of this video. You don't need to do something in order to get something. You being who you are is enough. The greatest affirmation that I've ever heard of all time is, I am who I am, and that is enough. You already have an inherent frequency. You have a unique frequency, just like your thumbprint, that is unlike anyone else. And in this frequency, in your natural frequency, all of your desires are already inputted. It's like, think of technology, right? It's like a channel, right? Your specific, unique channel, and it's already got all the data that it needs to function properly. You don't actually have to do anything to perfect this data, this person, this being that you are. So if you just let yourself be and allow yourself to relax into who you naturally are, then you will naturally attract those things. Another example that I have, hopefully this is making sense, because I feel like I'm accessing a lot of information and it's kind of just like coming out really fast. Another thing that I wanted to say is the idea of magnets, right? I want you to think about a magnet, and you are the magnet, but think of a horseshoe magnet. And we know that magnets attract and repel. Anything that is not synchronized or not in favor of the magnet, it will automatically it won't feel the attachment to go towards the magnet, right? So let's imagine that you are the magnet, but let's say there's like a couple of things that you don't really want in your experience. Those things that you don't prefer are trying their very best to leave because they're not actually attracted to you. And the things that you don't prefer, your subconscious mind is not dumb. All of the things that you prefer, your subconscious mind already knows. All the things that you don't prefer, your subconscious mind already knows. You know yourself, right? So it's not like you have to tell your higher mind or your subconscious mind what you want. It already knows. It's a unique stream of consciousness that is already set into place. It's already set into motion from the time you were born. Actually, from before the time you were born, you are already known. You are already created in this special way. Okay, so we're just experiencing right now. We're just here on this earth experiencing what we want and what we prefer. But if you don't have something, or let's say if you have something in your experience that you don't prefer, and it's like in the horseshoe, it's trying its very best to leave. But let's say it's kind of crowded and it's trying to let something else in. You have to be able to exchange the energy. You have to let it go. Like, there's no room, right? Let's say that there's like a bunch of blocks that are just sitting by the magnet, okay? They're not actually, I hope that this is making sense. They're not actually attached to the magnet, because I want you to think of an actual magnet. When you put something that doesn't belong to the magnet, it kind of like hovers by it. It's still repelled. It doesn't like actually click onto the magnet. Okay? So if it doesn't belong to you, then it's like hovering here. But as soon as you let go of it, it goes away. It's trying its very best to run away from you, is what I'm trying to say. The things that don't belong to you are trying their very best to leave your experience. And the things that do belong to you are trying their very best to come in. But if the magnet is filled with a bunch of blocks and it's just hovering by the magnet, then there's no space. There's no space for the things that you do prefer to come in. Which brings me back to meditation. Clearing your thoughts, allowing yourself to have space to where you can let in those things. You can let in those thoughts. Going into the void state. If you guys haven't checked out that video I made a while back, almost a year now, I made a video on the void state. That state is very powerful too, because it's allowing you to receive the information that you need that is inherent in your path. It's like along your pathway. It's not going to steer you wrong. Being able to still your mind and become nothing and everything all at once, that is going to allow you to receive the information that you need. So I think that's all I have to say. Oh, and then here's a little tip for anyone I've been trying this out lately and I find it to be very useful. I got it from Bashar. It's uh, it's a it's an emotional regulation tactic that you can use throughout your day. So let's say you feel a sensation in your body that you just don't prefer, right? You feel anger or sadness, and you feel sadness because something happened to you, right? So those feelings are valid. Um, don't don't just like ignore them, right? Okay, you can ignore them if you have the belief system that's needed and the trust that's needed to overcome it. But let's say there's like a really big circumstance and you don't feel like you are above this circumstance. Okay, this is what you're going to do. You're going to acknowledge the emotion that's causing you, or that you feel in your body, and then you're going to claim it. You're going to control that emotion. So this is what you're going to say. Let's say it's sadness. You're going to say, I feel sadness because I choose to believe I need to. I feel anger. I feel anger because I choose to believe I need to feel anger. And what this does for you, it's been very helpful for me. What this does for you is it takes back your power, and it stops making the emotion seem more powerful than you. When you say, okay, I feel depressed because I choose to believe I need to experience this, because I choose to believe to feel this way, then all of a sudden, we acknowledge that we're feeling the emotion, and we acknowledge that we have the power to choose a different one if we want to. And I find this to be brilliant because this is also how I lost, this was like years ago, 3 or 4 years ago now. This is how I lost a lot of weight and was able to keep it off and maintain the physique that I wanted to. I would see food, because my relationship with food was pretty horrible, but the way that I saw food switched when I allowed myself to have the option to choose the dessert, or choose the vegetables, or choose the chicken, whatever the case may be. Whatever was in my environment, I allowed myself to say that I could have it. Because most times when people diet and when people restrict themselves and they feel like they are very limited, your body naturally does not like that. Your body does not, it does not jive with limits just as a whole. So when you're saying, no, you can't eat this, no, you can't eat that, then you're creating a limit and like a very strong identity that it's like repelling. You're almost going against it. You feel like a little child, like trying to, or your mind does. Your mind feels like a little child, like trying to rebel. So then if you do have the food and then you do rebel, then you feel bad, and then you feel guilt and shame and all those things. But instead, if you look at the food and you're like, okay, well, I can have that food, but do I want to? That's the same type of principle that we're going for. So, just to recap, if you ever are in a situation and you feel like you don't want to experience that emotion, right? Somebody calls you with bad news and you're like, you just simply don't prefer that, and you feel very angry over the news. You can say to yourself, okay, I feel angry because I choose to believe I need to feel angry. And that should help a lot with what you do next and how you respond. Okay. Oh, wow. I'm realizing that my background is kind of chaotic, but I kind of like it. Also, there's Willow. Okay, guys, I think I said this last time. She wasn't sleeping on the bed, and I was kind of concerned. But I came back from Florida, and now she's been sleeping on the bed. Hey girl, hey Melissa, hey girl. Miss you. Hi. Okay, so I will be taking questions. I want to hear everything. Can you guys like, can you please can you please give me information? Like, how are we feeling? How has life been? The last live I didn't have comments on, so I'm sorry about that. I think I put it on as the kids situation. Like, yes, this is for kids, when this is not for kids. I mean, if you're a kid and you watch this, then that's fine, but I'm gonna keep it PG. But yeah, I want to know how you guys are doing. What are we manifesting? What have we accomplished over these past couple of months? I would love to hear all of that. For me personally, I'll let you guys type. I can feel you guys typing. For me personally, I went to Florida for about a week, and that was so fun. Lots of synchronicities to the point where I'm just like, where do I even start? Yeah, but anyway, okay, let's start here. So I had this vision of swimming with a dolphin, and this dolphin, I'm not joking. Okay, this sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, but you guys are used to this by now. Been claiming my I am in the morning aloud, and my life just keeps getting better. I love that. I am. Yeah, I am is powerful. Sometimes that's really all you need. That's all you need. What part of Florida? I was in Orlando. Stop. Stop. That's so funny. Yeah, I was in Orlando, and it was so much fun. Watching your videos helped me manifest weight loss and a one of one jacket. Ooh, I love that. Can't find it anywhere else on the internet. Saw it on an old TV show, Jamie Foxx. That is amazing. And congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah, it's always good to feel good in your body, right? This is the only one that we've got in this reality. So it's fun to feel good and feel confident in what you're working with. How to do SATS method, like how to get into the zone. It can be different for each person, but I do want to kind of like make you feel at ease, because some people think that they're just supposed to right off the bat like know how to meditate and know how to get into a state of either visualizing or hearing, like telepathy, like the what is it, what am I looking for, thought transmutation. When we get into those different ideas, like hearing someone say congratulations, or like you responding to someone saying like this is the best day of my life, um, it's something that you practice. But again, it should be a fun practice. It shouldn't feel like, oh, I need to affirm, because if I don't affirm, then I'm not going to get what I want. And because I'm not going to get what I want, I'm not going to be happy, right? Thank you. I appreciate your compliment. Um, so the state akin to sleep, that is what SATS means. So I like to do this. I take naps. So I like to do this right before I take a nap and right before I go to bed. The state akin to sleep is not actually um, a technique. It's like a time, if that makes sense. It's a state akin to sleep. It's not you actually doing anything. So if you're going to so like let's say right before bed, the state akin to sleep is a very relaxed state. And that's what people are referring to. If you get into a relaxed state, if you get into a state of ease, you are more impressionable. So I would have an idea of what you want to feel during that time, during that state, and then you'll experience more of it. Hi, hey Zebra, what's up? Hello, hi. How can I forget this? I have a new student who is also an actress, and she's also into Neville Goddard, which we both found out by accident. And I also introduced her to Conversations with God. I love that. Hey Ray, oh my gosh, that's so fun. I love your new username. That's so cute. Zebras are so perfect. Okay, been working in the garden today, and once again, she was showing me the greatest abundance. Nothing is more abundant than Mother Earth. She is truly the greatest teacher. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so oh, wait, I have to finish this story. So I had these visions. They were more like lucid dreams, right? and I was swimming with this dolphin, and this dolphin was like, we need to swim in person. Like, let's make this a thing, right? Let's make this a thing. And I was like, okay, okay. I kid you not. The past four months, I was like, I need to go swimming with the dolphins. I need to go swimming with the dolphins. There's a dolphin that, like, we have an appointment. We have a rendezvous. We have a rendezvous, and this needs to happen. So I told my mom, she works for an airline, and they had like this huge, it was like a huge little fest. It was Universal Studios. They like shut it down for a night. And I told her, because she had a +1 offer, right? Okay, so she had a +1, and I was like, hello, don't look any further. And she was like, oh, well, I'm sorry, Brie, but like, I'm gonna be taking your father. And I was like, okay, so you think I'm going on that trip? Like, I'm literally going on that trip. It sounded like so much fun. I'm like, I would love to go to Universal. I haven't been to Universal in such a long time, so I'm definitely gonna do that. And she kept telling me, she's like, I booked the hotel, I booked all this, da da da, and I'm going with your father. And she told me this probably like until 3 weeks ago. So that was her story. That was her story. She's like, I'm taking your father, da da da. Then all of a sudden, I come back from a trip, and what happened? Guys, come on, you already know what happened. She took me. She took me because apparently, like, through circumstances, my dad, he just like didn't want to go. And I was like, okay, great. Well, I already knew that was going to happen. So there we go. And so I decided to go with her. And so we were planning the trip, right? I'm like, I'm so excited. We're getting our tickets, all this stuff. She switches his name into my name. I'm like, period. That's how we do things. And my flight is all ready to go, right? Then I tell her, I'm like, you know what I really want to do, Mom? And she's like, what? What's going on? I'm like, I really want to swim with the dolphins. There's this dolphin, and I even started saying, like, it starts with a T. It's like his name. His name is like T, like Timmy, or T-I, like Ty or something like that. Okay. I was like hearing from this dolphin, and she's like, oh yeah, let's do it. So we find this place, because in my vision, I was swimming with the dolphin. I was swimming with the dolphin in like a like out in the wild type of situation, like contained, but not really contained. Okay. So that's what I was thinking for myself. Like, maybe we'll go on a boat, maybe we'll be on a yacht or something. Like, hey, I'm down with it. I'm down. So that's what I kind of had in my head, until my mom, she showed me this website of this place. It's called Discovery Cove. It's in Orlando. If you guys want to go, you can swim with the dolphins. It's very fun. So she's like, oh yeah, there's this place and you can go and swim with the dolphins. I'm like, okay, great. But I wasn't convinced. I was like, okay, yeah, that's an option. Then I go to work, and this woman, she's like, oh, okay, because I took time off, and she's like, oh yeah, where are you going with your mom, da da da. And I tell her, I'm like, I'm going to swim with dolphins. And she goes, oh, are you going to this place? Are you going to Discovery Cove? And I was like, yeah, that's where I'm going. She goes, we went there. I went there with my daughter, and we had such an amazing time. And I was like, great, confirmation. So then we booked it. And so I booked the tickets for us. And then my mom surprised me like a couple days later with upgraded tickets. So we had sorry, I'm just so excited. I had an extra 15 minutes with the dolphins, and like got to swim with the dolphins, like extra. So anyway, get to Discovery Cove. Okay, we get to Discovery Cove very early. And there's a guide, right? There's multiple guides, but the guide that we got, she was so sweet, and she's hosting us around. It's like a private tour, right? And there's no more than 6 of us. By the way, we meet this couple, right? And we're like, hey, how's it going? They're in the group. It's like the 4 of us right now. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Da-da-da. My mom, she's asking them a bunch of questions, and she's like, oh, so where are you guys from? And do you know what they say? Las Vegas. What? Like, so are we. we're from Las Vegas. Where are you guys? Like, what part? And so we just start talking the entire time. They're from Vegas. What? I'm sorry. Are you like, I'm tripping. Are we tripping together? I don't know. Whatever. It's like, what are the odds of that? There was only 4 of us at the time in our small little group. They happened to be from Vegas. The girl was also a dancer. Like, she is a dancer. I'm a dancer. Like, weird. Just, that's so cool. The synchronicities, right? And then, seriously, and this is like this is like here. There's like more to my story of my trip of synchronicities that were just insane, guys. Like, sometimes I look back on my life and I'm just like, I feel like I would sound crazy if, and I'm wearing dolphin colors. That's such a good point. I love that. Yeah, so, okay, let me get back to story. So I was just like, okay, yeah, that's great. So we're all from Vegas. Let's have fun. And then there was this young girl and another mom who joined us. So it was just the 6 of us, and she's going around, da da da. So we sit down for breakfast because they offer breakfast. I'm sitting down and I go, is there a dolphin? Is there a male dolphin that has the name that starts with a T? It's like T-I, like Timmy, da da da. She says, yes, there is a dolphin, and his name is Titan. His name is Titan, Titan. And he's a male. He's 7 or 8 years old. And yeah, he doesn't really hang out with like, he doesn't really do the dolphin swims. Like he kind of just plays in their little cages. And, well, cages, I don't know. He swims with all the other dolphins, but he isn't like a big part of swimming with the humans, okay? And I was like, oh my God, I would love to hang out with Titan, like, just to know that I was right. I was right, okay? That's all I needed. Now, disclaimer, I did not swim with Titan. I swam with someone even, okay, I don't know if it was cooler. I don't know if he's cooler because I don't want to have favorites. But I will say that it was very funny that the dolphin I got was the oldest dolphin in the park, 60 years old. It was like, he's like the wisest, okay? What's the dolphin's name? Capricorn. Capricorn. And also, Capricorn, which is also, like, I'm a Capricorn. Also, the dolphin was a celebrity dolphin. It was in Jaws. It was in, like, Barney episodes. It was in, like, a bunch of stuff. And I was like, if you guys haven't seen my celebrity video, please go check it out. I made that also like over a year ago, but I have always had this identity of being surrounded by celebrities. It does not matter where I go. It does not matter what I do. I'm always surrounded by them, like, just always, okay? And so I'm over here laughing, crying. I'm laughing, crying because this dolphin is like literally I feel thought transmutation, and this dolphin is like, yeah, girl. Like, like, yeah. Like, if I'm famous, like, you could do it too, but, like, you know, it is what it is. Like, some of us are just born this way. Like, this, I of course, the dolphin isn't talking to me, okay? I'm not crazy, guys, but you guys know me, okay? The dolphin is, like, saying things, like, it's so funny, like, the messages that I'm receiving from this dolphin, because this dolphin is so cool. This dolphin is, like, such a flirt. He's had over 16 kids, okay? He's, like, such a flirt. And this, I don't know, it was amazing. It was so amazing. So I got photos. I posted it on my Instagram. You guys can check it out. Capricorn is, we swam with other dolphins, like 2 other females, but the main one, the one that's like me solo, that's me with Capricorn. So yeah, it was very exciting. Also, just a little tidbit of the trip, my best friend, this isn't little, but like my best friend, she surprised me. I've known her since I was 3, and conveniently, her and her husband are celebrating their 1 year anniversary. It's already been a year, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, I was just in their wedding yesterday, it feels like. But yeah, their 1 year anniversary was during that week. So we all went to Universal. We all went to Universal together. And near the end, my mom, she wanted to ride on like a couple of rides. So I go out, I'm minding my business. We've gone on like a bunch of rides. Again, I'm minding my business. I go and get a turkey leg. I go and get the turkey leg. I come back and my mom's like, "Oh yeah, we're going to be escorted to one of the main rides." It was one of the Harry Potter rides. And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What's going on?" So, apparently, while I was getting the turkey leg, my mom and her best friend, because my mom is best friends with my best friend. My mom is best friends with my best friend's mom. That's what it is. So we're all connected. So they became best friends, the mom and my mom, and then they had us, the two daughters, and now we're best friends. Also, my dad is best friends with her dad. So like that, this is basically my sister. So anyway, so she comes out, she surprises me, and then we're hanging out, and then I go get a turkey leg, and then I come back, and then my mom's like, we're being escorted to the front of the line. So this woman, while I was gone, she was talking to my mom and the best friend about how they didn't know, they forgot what time the park was going to end, and now they don't have time to go on this part or on like one of the main rides that they wanted to go on, right? It was like so sad. And the tour person, the person that worked there, she was like, "Oh, well, how can we, like, this is such an inconvenience. How can we help you? Like, how can we best serve you?" She's like, "Oh, well, I would really love to go on this Harry Potter ride." And she goes, "Come with me and I'll take you there." So we're like, okay, that's great. We get the wait time was like over an hour and a half to get on this ride. And we went straight through it. She had us go to the back exit and like go in front of everyone, and it was only the two of us. It was just me and my mom that wanted to ride that ride specifically, so she just put us in the very front, and it only took us like 5 seconds to get on the roller coaster. And I don't know, it just felt very nice. It felt like, yeah, this makes sense. It makes sense. Okay, that's all I have to say. And not to mention the night before, since the park was closed down and since they like rented out both parks, it took like 5 to 10 minutes to get on every single ride that we wanted to go on. So yeah, it was quite a magical trip. Again, those are like little spurts of magic that happened, but it genuinely felt like the entire trip was magic. Like every person that we met was so nice. Every encounter that we had, like everybody was just so cool. So yeah, that's also an affirmation that you can take on is my life is magical. My student is also a Capricorn. Aw, that's fun. Wow, didn't know dolphins got that old. I know, right? That like 60 years old? Are you kidding? That's so great. Agreed. Let's see here. I really believe dolphins have powerful telepathic abilities, all animals and humans, but dolphins just flow with it so well that it's effortless. They stay in good spirits. Yeah. Yeah, they were so good. I really enjoyed being around them. I really felt I felt like I received so much from that experience, and just I knew that I already knew. If you guys don't know, dolphins are incredibly intelligent. They are so intelligent. They are, I don't know where I read this, but they say something about how dolphins are like not humans, but like for the ocean, they're like the human form of intelligence. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Like in the ocean, they're like the intelligent ones. They're like the most intelligent and like the closest to human. Like that's why they interact with us so well. Watching my thoughts for a long time, I am become a watchman of that. I can't feel anything, just watching my thoughts. Can you help me? Well, it's okay to feel. That's another thing too. Like sometimes we get into this this motion of like, oh, I can't feel, I shouldn't feel, but that's what we're here to do. Like, we're here to experience, we're here to feel, we're here to manifest. That's the whole point, is just to experience and to express the God state on this earth. So if you are just watching your thoughts, like okay, this is to Sony. Can you explain just a little bit more by what you mean? Is this like, are you in meditation when this is happening? Okay, just making sure that I'm not missing anything else. That's awesome. The unwanted stuff is trying to leave and the subconscious mind already knows are both amazing. Yeah. And let me just recap that again. Your subconscious mind knows exactly what you want. It's already embedded in you, and it's trying its very best to reach you. It's trying its very best to come forward and be in your experience. And then everything that is not aligned to you is doing its very best to leave. It's like running away. It's trying to run away, and it's like it's you as consciousness and you as awareness that's like, oh no, like holding on to it, like tight fisting it, because as soon as you let go, it'll run away from you. Anything that's not preferred will run out of your experience. Do you think Capricorn helped move some energy for you? Not sure if you think of things this way. I always think of things this way. Yes, that's such a good question. Yes, absolutely. The main thing that I got and what made me tear up was seeing Capricorn being so free and so successful and so witty too. Like, it was performing a lot of tricks, and it was helping people by just being itself, which I think can be applied as humans. Like, we think that we need to do something and we need to get somewhere, or that we need to prove ourselves in order to have value. And the dolphin was just doing his thing. The dolphin was just being a dolphin. It wasn't trying to be a shark. It wasn't trying to be a butterfly. The dolphin was just good, real good. And it was also a celebrity. It was like, it made me laugh so hard. I'm like, out of all the freaking dolphins that I could get, I get a famous dolphin? Okay, period. And the dolphin was like, if you want, if you want this life, you can get it too. You can get it too. Don't worry. Like, even if I can become famous, you can become famous too, if you want. Like, I'm just letting you know that the options are limitless. Why do some people say certain things and then say I was joking? What is the reason? I don't know. What do you think the reason is? It depends on if you think jokes are truth. And it also depends on your humor. Yeah, I would need more context on that. Like, what are they joking about and then rescinding? Or like, what are they, is it an insult? And then they're like, I was just joking. Oh yeah, and if you guys are just now catching on, we're in Spain. We're in Spain today, but not really. But we're in Spain. Okay, I think I needed that mirrored back to me. I wrote that in my journal this morning. Our subconscious knows. Yeah, it knows. It knows. Disguise insults or trying to get a reaction to see how you will respond. Hi, David. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, thank you to all the new subscribers, all the likes, all the comments. I appreciate you guys so much. Okay, so if it's like a disguised insult, and they try to get a reaction to see how you respond. Honestly, like, I experienced that. I think the best thing to do I think the best thing to do with that is just interpret it the way that you want. And I mean, that's something that can be applied to everything in life, but like if somebody is joking around, um, but they're trying to insult you, or they're trying to like make it mean something negative, then I would just flip it. There's been a lot of times where like people have in the past, like, or even, I don't know, maybe it's happened recently, but like if somebody says something that's an insult and it just goes straight over my head and I'm like, huh? Like ignorance is bliss in this case, where I don't know, you can do whatever you want with that. You can make it mean something. You can make it mean something about them. You can make it mean something about you. It's whatever you want to do. There was yeah, it's better to be ignorant. Yeah, totally. I mean, yeah. There was I'm thinking of a specific time where like there's I get I've grown up in a very humorous family. Like you need to have a thick skin, okay? There's people that just grow up in different ways. So if somebody's like teasing you or whatever, you kind of just like now what I do personally is I imagine them being a child. Like I genuinely see them as a child, and I just see them like wanting to play. Sometimes people just want to play. So I wouldn't take it too seriously. How do we forgive? I need practice advice to let go of the past, SP and anger in regards myself. Yeah, so that's kind of what I touched on in the beginning of this live. So here's what I think, here's what I personally do that has helped change the past. Because usually when we're identifying as somebody who's been hurt and who has experienced trauma, and somebody who has been wronged in the past or been wronged in the present, then those are all the memories that will transfer from the past. So let me start here. If I am a kind person and I am love and I'm surrounded by people that are loving, and I only experience people that are very nice, then that will also change my past. So here's another way to look at it. If right now you are living the best possible experience and you are filled with so much love, then everything in your past will have been worth it because of where you are now. If you identify as somebody who has love, who is treated beautifully, who receives a certain type, your preferred treatment, if you're somebody who has what you want already in the present moment, then that will effectively change how you perceive your past. And it'll change how you perceive your future. I hope that helps. Okay. Abraham Hicks, they talk about forgiveness. And a lot of times, like humans will come up to the, I don't know why I keep saying humans, people will come up and they'll ask their question to Abraham. And some of their questions are like, they can be a little snarky. Some of them can insult Abraham. Some of them can, they can be a little weird. But Abraham, because Abraham is source, there's nothing to forgive. So you don't need to be forgiven because there's nothing to forgive in the first place. And that's kind of the angle that I'm approaching this situation with. It's not that I don't believe in forgiveness, because I think that forgiveness is good, but it's mainly forgiving yourself. It's mainly being kind to yourself and exchanging that type of guilt energy with with grace. So it's not necessarily that you need to forgive him. Like, you don't need to forgive him. You can forgive yourself, and you can go into that sense. I mean, you can do visualizations. You can imagine yourself hugging him, or like them talking to you saying that they're sorry. You can do whatever you need to do that feels best in your body. But it's like, there's this one passage. I just read it this morning. There's this passage in Neville Goddard where he's talking about salvation, and how people think, they're like, oh, well, Jesus is coming back because we need to be saved. But he's saying in the book, like, you don't need to be saved. You are already saved. There's nothing to save. You've been saved. You've been redeemed. Just go forth, child, and spread the good news. Like, you're already saved. There's no need to forgive. You've already been forgiven. That's the whole point. You don't need to do all that. Oh my gosh, David, put the compliments. Stop. Oh my God. I'm like, stop. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay. I think I missed a question. Okay, so with manifesting a romantic relationship, I'm aware they dig deep in our limitations, traumas, but how to know when to keep someone and be in it together, or just release it? That's a good question. Yeah, because some people, I know that there's mixed reviews about this. Like, there's half of the community, manifestation community, in my mind. There's half of the community that's like, if you can change anyone, then you should be able to change your specific person. And like, why can't you make it work, right? And then there's also half of the community that has more than likely, like maybe 80% of them, that have already manifested their specific person and realize that they are the operant power. And since they are the operant power, they don't need to change somebody, and they just move on. So you can let go of it. You can work with it. It just depends on you as a person. And I don't have concrete advice for you. This is like one of those moments where I say I don't know, because it's always going to depend on like what you want in that moment. Sometimes we just have to go through things to show ourselves that we can get it. And then once we have it, then we're like, oh, like that has happened to me so many times where I'm like, okay, I really want this thing to manifest, and it happens without me even trying or putting effort into it. And I'm like, okay, well, now that I got that, can I have this too, that too, this too? Like, it just depends on what you want. If you want to manifest a specific person and you want to make it work with that person, go ahead. Like, go ahead. That's absolutely something that you can do. If you want to move on, and if you want to experience your reality with someone who looks different, you can do that too. Since we're all connected, right? Like, we're all connected. I would make the main focus be about you and what you want to experience. Because even if it's a specific person and you're wanting to experience somebody who's gentle and kind, and before they weren't gentle and kind, like, the person will come back and they'll conform to that preference anyway. And then you'll have the option of whether or not you want to experience them or experience a different consciousness. Not sure if I'm making sense. Like you said, our conscious mind wants to hold on, but I let so much go, and I'm wondering if I'm just sabotaging new relationships. I wouldn't so for your specific circumstance, I think it's more of like you going back and forth as to whether or not you're doing it right. Instead, I would focus on the affirmation that everything you is working out in your favor. Like, you can't mess this up. There's an affirmation by Florence Scovel, and the affirmation is, Since I am, it's like a full thing. Hold on. That's gonna bug me. Since I am one with, since you are one with God, do you know, Patty? Because I need it. I need you to think for me right now. Um, there's an affirmation that combats that. It's like, since God and I are one, since undivided, huh, y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? This is foreign scholarship. I'm like drawing a blank. Basically, what I'm trying to say is you can't be separated from your undivided love. That does not exist. So the best person for you, again, the best person for you is manifesting you right now. They're trying their very best to come into your experience. So you need to know that there is someone manifesting you. There is someone who wants to give you literally everything that you are asking for. As soon as you create those preferences, as soon as you allow yourself to relax and know that you're here. Look, guys, supply precedes demand. Okay? We as people were put on the earth, not the other way around. Okay? We weren't created and then all of a sudden God was like, "Oh, where am I going to put all of them?" No. Supply is already created. Before you ask, his answer has already been called. Like, you've already received what you needed before. By the time you think of that thing, there's already a supply for it. So you have to know that if you are trying to manifest somebody, that means somebody is manifesting you right now. They're already trying to come into your experience. That's why you're even thinking about them. Here nor there, hey, how's it going, Sean? Hey. I love your content. It's so good. I'm so happy to see you grow. Like, you have been growing. I'm so excited. And your thumbnails? Stop playing with it. So good. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Fatty. Okay, since I am one with God, the undivided one, I am one with my undivided love. Let's say it for the people in the back. Since I am one with God, the undivided one, I am one with my undivided love. And I will repeat this again. If you are wanting to manifest a house, a car, a person, and you have that thing in your mind, by the time you think those thoughts, by the time you have that desire and you're like, ooh, like this is amazing. I would love to experience that. It has already been set forth. Just you being like, okay, yes, it's done. I love that. Then that means it's here for you. It's like it's ready. It's already cooking in the oven. It's already ready. That's when the timer has gone off by the time you thought of the thing. Now all we're doing is like preparing to receive it. Like, all we're trying to do right now is get the oven mitt, open up the oven and take it out. So I wouldn't get too caught up in that. You can't mess anything up. And I would be excited. Like, that sounds very exciting. And this is also another thing. When you realize that these things are coming towards you, like they're doing their absolute best, their very best to come towards you, then you relax a lot. You relax so much. It's from your affirmation self-concept list. I meditated to them every day at one point. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was like, why? This does not happen to me, okay, by the way, because that is one of my favorite affirmations. So thank you for coming through. Hi, evolving angels. Yeah, I feel like it's so funny how YouTube works because I have not been posting but like people have still been finding me. So anyone who needs to find me will find me. But I like the lives a lot better because, well, one, I just don't like talking to a camera like that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking to you guys right now, which makes more sense, and I'm in flow, and we've been on here for 70 minutes now. I can do this for hours. It feels like I just got on here. It feels like it's been probably 5 to 10 minutes. But when I'm sitting in my room and I take my Canon out and I press record, I'm like, it feels like crickets. It's like crickets in the background. I'm like, this is not fun. I have no one to play with. I'm just talking to myself. I don't like it. Oh yeah, and if you guys have not checked out Here Nor There, definitely do that. Because Sean, you do post consistently, and you post really good videos. So, um, yeah, definitely check that out. There's a lot of good content, and there's also Neville Goddard included in that. Oh, there was, what verse is that? There's this verse that had me weak, had me weak. It was like, I think it's in Romans, but maybe not. Maybe I'm just lying to you. Oh, goodness gracious. Lord, have mercy. There's a verse on. Okay, guys. Okay, it's not a verse. Okay, are we here? Okay, love this. So this is Your Faith is Your Fortune. This is on page 50 of the big boy, the collection. And it talks about well, in this passage is talking about faith and your belief, and like this is actually going to sum up this entire video, okay? Because we talk about how, okay, like if it's done, then what do I need to do, right? Like what is next? How, like, what does that process look like? But here's the thing. Here's the thing. A conviction is not a conviction if it can be shaken. Yeah, 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 yeah. Your desire will be as clouds without rain unless you believe. Guys, this is so important because we ask ourselves, okay, well, if it's done, then what do I need to do? Nothing, okay? The effort that you need to put into your manifestations is the effort that is necessary to make your heart beat. That's the type of energy that we're on. That's the type of effort that you need. If you are constantly thinking about your heart beating and like, oh my God, is it gonna keep going? Da, da, da. No, you're not thinking about that. Go about your day, enjoy your life, relax, and be in the flow state, right? Which means be present. Be present in what you're doing, be engaged in what you're doing. This is why Bashar talks about being passionate, right? Because if you're not doing things that are interesting, then it's gonna feel like time is kind of dragging on. But if you are moving, right? You're moving through your life and you're interested, then you get somewhere, right? Then things start to speed up for you. A conviction is not a conviction if it can be shaken, meaning that if once you get to that point where, let me actually use an example. I can tell you where I was standing, where actually I was laying down, where I was laying down, the time, the season. I can tell you exactly when it was that I said I am losing weight and I'm going to feel better in my body. I can tell you the exact moment because it was a decision and it was a conviction. It was a conviction that was so solid, and it was this emotion. It was an emotion that was much stronger than any other emotion. It was like being sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's how it felt. So a conviction is not a conviction if it can be shaken. If you're teetering, right? If you're going back and forth, then you're just not convicted yet. Okay. But the moment that you become convicted is when it manifests. That's when it is done. You don't have to do anything else. If you have declared something to be what it is, that is the moment that it is done. It's great seeing you, Mike. Your SP is manifesting you and other people as well. Yeah, if they want to. I mean, if you're into polyamorous situations, live is more like a conversation with the audience. Yeah, I really like it. I've never caught a live before, but had anxiety about a certain topic, and then here I am by coincidence having the topic I was thinking about being talked about. Yeah, that's how it works. I love it. That's how it works. Yeah. So what does it take to feel convicted or to be convicted? It's just a decision. It's not anything revelational, and it's not. Oh my God, my dad is talking so loud. It's not like, ooh, it's a kitty. She looks so fuzzy, so fluffy. Yeah, it's not something that you have to contemplate, right? And this analogy is used a lot. It's like when you go to a restaurant and then you're sitting down, the waiter comes to you and they're like, "What do you want for food?" You order it. You don't question it. You don't like worry about when it's going to come, because we're at a good restaurant, by the way. We're not going to like a bad restaurant where they get things wrong. Okay. We're going to a Michelin star restaurant. Okay. And you order your thing and you're like, yeah, I want this. And then they bring it out to you. Like, no worries. You're not. And while you're waiting for the food, you're talking to your company. You're engaging, you're present, you're doing other things. You're not worried about the food because you know that it's taken care of. You know that it's done. You know that when you get it, then you'll be able to enjoy that as well. And yeah, that's a pretty simplified version of how it works. And then like to go even a little deeper, when you're at the restaurant and you're waiting for the food, you might be preparing the napkin, you might be putting it on your lap, you might be tinkering with the utensils, making sure that it's perfect for when you receive that thing. A lot of times people, and ask yourself this before I go. Okay, before I go, I have an appointment at Verizon. I think I want to get the new iPhone, but I don't know if I'm gonna get it. Okay. But yeah, I have an appointment soon, so I will be getting off. But sometimes ask yourself this: if you are preparing for the thing you want, because sometimes we may not consciously be aware that we're preparing for what we don't want instead of what we do. So prepare for what you want. Dig your ditches. Dig your ditches. This is something that Florence Scovelson, she says. When you prepare for the thing that you want, then you allow that energy to come in. If you're pregnant and you prepare for the baby, you create the room, you get everything in order, and then you just relax. Like that is also necessary. You relax. Also, before I go, yeah, sometimes it does feel confusing because the universe is a paradox. That's the whole point of this game, which, by the way, it is a game. It's not a battle. You're not fighting for anything. It's just a game. Okay. It's all fun here. So when you're playing this game, you have to recognize that there's going to be contrast. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to struggle. In fact, you don't need to struggle, and that is scripture. You come to eat and drink without price. That is scripture. If you are feeling like, oh, okay, I need to struggle against this, or I need to battle this, I invite you to think of it more as like a very interesting game, and you're solving a puzzle. And instead of thinking of yourself as a grasshopper, start thinking of yourself as the giant, right? So now we're like the observer, and we're looking down at this situation and we're like, huh, how cute. This problem is not above me. And the more problems I solve, right? Because we're playing this game, the more problems that I get to solve, the more I can like level up and climb the ladder and do other things and do things that are in alignment with my path. No two people see success the same way. So that's another thing to take into consideration. My version of success is different than your version of success. And there's enough room, okay, because we're here on this earth, there's enough room for everyone, every single person to be successful in their thread of reality. As a sliver of consciousness, every single person has the ability to be successful and get everything that they want. The money, the relationship, everything, literally everything. There's more than enough room. There's more than enough. It's like people are like, "Oh, I want my piece of the pie," but like everyone has a pie. We don't have slices. Everybody has a pie, a full one for themselves that has already been embedded in the earth, in nature for you to experience. So when you, oh, and that's another thing too, like when you think about a specific person and you're like, oh, well, if I take away their free will, da da da, it's like, no, you're actually, I want you to think about this too, because if you're trying to manifest a specific person and you're like, oh, they're not coming towards me, or like, or you're having a no contact situation, or like it's just not working out the way that you describe it to be in your mind. I want you to think about what you're actually thinking and see how that's a disservice. Like that's more of a disservice than thinking the way that you want to think. Because if you are thinking poorly of the person or of yourself, that is, well, that's not love and you are love, but that's actually like, that's cutting them off, right? And depending on your self-concept, if you are cutting somebody off from experiencing you and experiencing your love and your joy, that is a disservice. For people that want to start a YouTube channel, for people that want to be an influencer, or they just want to have their mark on social media, for you not going live or for you not posting, that is doing a disservice to somebody who actually needs to hear you and needs to hear your specific voice. So it's more than just a specific person, right? Like this can be in all areas. For you not getting the thing that you want, for not getting the car, for you not getting the education, for you not being with that specific person, you are doing a disservice. Like, can you imagine how many people you would inspire by being with that person, or by getting the house that you want, by getting the car that you want? You are literally inspiring others and showing them. You are leading by example and showing them that since you can do it, they can do it too. There's another hair in my eye. Oh, I didn't mean like polygamy. I meant like you become magnetic to your SP and other suitors, oh, can present themselves to you. My bad. Yeah. So that's a really good point, Batty. So when you get into the state, when you get into the self-concept that you are adored, cherished, that you are calling in a certain type of relationship, not only will the specific person conform, but like everyone else, like there will be so many options. Like you will be having to like beat people off with a stick. Okay, there's an abundance. Like we live in a world of abundance. So if you are a person who has this perspective that we live in a world of abundance, then that is what you will get. If you believe in a God, then you will experience God. If you don't believe in a God, then you won't experience any type of information that there is a God. If you like, think of this, unconditional love means without condition, meaning that whatever, like you as the operant power get the choice to place conditions on things. The universe delivers in bulk. Yes, absolutely. Like whatever you want. And it can even be a lack of something. So like, I don't believe in, what is it? Like, look, oh, I feel like I'm not loved. Well, that can come in bulk. If you really don't believe that you are loved, then you will experience so many experiences, not just one, but you will experience so many situations where like, okay, yes, you are not loved. Like these are, and it's always like based on the person. So like however you perceive love, because people have different definitions of love, however you perceive that will be reflected to you. And it's kind of funny when you think about it, because it will always be in accordance to what you perceive. Like my definition of being treated like a princess, well, I do have very high expectations. So when I think of being like a princess, I actually think of being a princess, guys. I literally think, let me show you. I literally just pulled this out the other day and I was like, I haven't seen this in such a long time. For those of you guys who don't know, I've done pageants all my life. I literally think princess treatment is being a princess. Like, so for real right now. And people have very different definitions of things. They have different meanings. So even when you affirm, like my affirmations of being precious and cherished and loved and adored, those manifest in different ways, even if they're specific. Even if I say, I make $10,000 by doing what I love or doing what I'm passionate about, that is impressed, that is pushed out in this reality in my way, because it's my reality. And there's different ways of that coming out for different people. But for me, it would be completely different than the next person. So find the affirmations that resonate with you, and also know that the affirmations are like, they're just thoughts. Like you don't need to do anything. You don't need to affirm 10,000 times or 20,000 times to get what you want. I would affirm if it felt good. If it felt good to listen to it, or if it felt good to experience it. Also, another thing before I go, I said that like 20 minutes ago, didn't I? I have a very strong belief that I can get help and answers, so it's as if the 3D talks to me. Yeah, that's a really good belief. I like that. Yeah. With every problem, there is a solution. Also remember that. There's not one thing that you can't solve. I'm a one-man, monogamous type of woman. Okay. A loyal Gemini always. Oh, I love Geminis. I have like all of my LA like best friends are Geminis. And this stupid thing is still in my eye. Yeah, Mike, post again. Post more. Do what you want, but like this is the thing too. It's like we know that we should be doing something, but then we just don't do it. But like if you know that you should be doing something, then I would change the perspective to be like why am I thinking this? Why am I, like today, I've just been busy, guys. Like I do love to come on live, so please know that. Like it is such a pleasure talking to you guys. When I'm traveling though, and like when I'm busy, I'm so focused in on those things. And then I will get in my head, go live. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go live. And I know that when I think to go live, I know that there is someone who needs to receive the message. Like you have to be able to trust that. You have to be able to think like, oh, okay, well, I thought that. Like somebody's manifesting me. And then I get that all the time. Like you guys will comment, you'll be like, oh, I was actually wondering this question, or oh, I was thinking about you the other day, and then you post it. And I'm like, okay, great. So we're all working together. I love it. Alter ego, acting as if you are that version of yourself. Yes. Why do people form an extremely quick opinion about someone in the first moments of the conversation? Mm, I don't know. Um, I don't know. It depends on the person too, because because I really don't, like when I meet people, I think first impressions are important, but like when I meet people, I'm also a slow burn type of person. I really like to get to know people. I like to ask them questions and get to know them very well. So maybe, um, maybe consider a reality where people don't form opinions so quickly, or like if they do, you're the type of person, like you're the exception. You're the person that um, causes them to be interested and intrigued and wait, like hold their opinions. We're all manifesting people unconsciously all the time. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, wow, there's been so many instances where I think about job opportunities, when I think about just even like my cat and how she came to me. Like, we really are all connected, and we're all people giving each other what we need. We're like all, since we are all one and we're all very integrated into each other, we're all embedded into each other. It's like me wanting this car led to me meeting this person, and this person led me to this dealership, and the person at the dealership took great care of me, and like it's a very small world when we think about it. Okay, I think that's all I got. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. How are we feeling? I missed you guys so much. Well, I pray and I intend that you received something out of this message, and that you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Oh, wait. Cloudy. Hold on. I manifested my dream body by just forgetting about the manifestation as a whole. Everyone is complimenting me on my body, and people who knew me before are shocked by my weight loss. Period. Didn't even realize it was happening. Period. I love that. I love that. Oh, and I love the little star thing. Thank you for being a member. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, we'll have a giveaway. I'll probably do like 50 or 100 this month, because I know I've been slacking. I know. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell me. So we'll go ahead and do like a cute little gift, and we'll do a little raffle situation if you're a member. So it's for members only. And yeah. Also, this is my plug. Maybe I'll put the link down below. I honestly don't even know if I have the code, to be honest with you. Yeah, but anyway, so I've been doing subliminals for the past year now. And these blue things are Bluetooth, because I have AirPods. I have AirPods, but sometimes they just feel uncomfortable in my ears. So this is a 100% blackout mask. I think last time I checked, it was like 150 on their website. But I was also thinking, if you guys want, we could do maybe even like the cash. We could do cash, or we could do a giveaway, or we could do both. Just let me know, because I feel like this has changed my life. I don't want to be dramatic, but I feel like it's changed my life completely. So again, it's 100% blackout, and you can like change the cups. And I just put this on and I play my subliminals at night during the state akin to sleep. So I listen to that. That has helped me tremendously, because again, I'm just like, I'm just not trying to do the most. I'm really not. I'm not trying to do the most. I'm just a girl, and I'm just a human. I'm just trying to get things and experience things and be happy. And I've gotten to the to the point where if it's not like, if I'm not super excited about it and I'm not passionate about it, then I'm kind of just letting it go. I'm just not really gonna entertain it. And it's been very exciting to live that way. I feel like once I decided that I am going to live passionately, then I just get so many passionate people in my life. I get so many passionate experiences. I get princess treatment. I get so many. Oh, sorry, I did not mean to respond that way. I feel like I get like a lot. I feel like I get a lot. I feel very privileged and very blessed. And that's another affirmation to take on, is that I am privileged. I'm extremely privileged. I'm just the chosen one. I'm the exception too. Like maybe you haven't met anyone like me that has done this before, but like I'm the exception. So, or maybe you haven't loved somebody like me, but like I'm the exception. Like once you're in my reality, I'm the exception. Hello, hi, nice to meet you. I'm privileged, I'm blessed, I'm the priority, I'm the main priority. I bring so much value to others. Do you have any tips for passing all your finals, e.g. statistics, exams or paper at university, since you really have to fill in the exam, do the work, which feels different than winning a free concert? Yeah, that's a really good question, Sarah. So if you are, now it's been a minute since I have been at university. But what I will say is that depending on how you identify will change how you approach the exams. So for example, if I'm somebody who it's easy. It's easy for me to take tests. I'm actually more relaxed than ever when I take them. I don't get anxiety. I feel like the answers just come to me naturally. Like it's very hard to trick me. I never miss a trick. Let me see the question more. I'm giving you more affirmations. Depending on you said it's a statistics exam, I would also pinpoint the subject too. So statistics, all of a sudden, let's say, even if you had a hard time, like let's say you've had a hard time in the past with statistics, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, no matter what I do, I'm so good at statistics. And then I would do a thought transmission. Girl, I would be having so much fun with this. I would hear one of my friends, one of my college friends, whatever, or even my parents or somebody like that. They'd just be like, oh my gosh, like that is insane. How did you pull this off? How did you pull that grade off? Or dang, or like whatever your friends would naturally say to you, like, oh my God, that was so hard, wasn't it? And you'd be like, oh, actually, no. Actually, that was the best I've felt in a while. Or here's a little hack. Here's a hack. You could be like, I did not think I was going to do that well, but I did amazing. Okay. So if you really have like a lot of resistance to it, then like go with that. You can go with the resistance and be like, honestly, I did not think that was going to turn out well, but it did. But I slayed because that's just who I am. So you can go that route. And then you'll notice with that type of identification, like it's very easy for me to complete exams. I'm the type of person that always gets 100%, or like I'm the type of person that does really well on the test. Then you'll start to notice that when it comes to studying, you'll be more willing to do it because it won't seem like a challenge. It'll actually seem fun. It'll be like, oh yeah, I get to do this, instead of like I have to. It'll be I get to. So see how that works, and message me on Instagram too. Like maybe I can send you more affirmations, or just like see, because that's pretty specific. What are safe subliminal channels? Because I listened to some that made me feel worse. Okay, so I would choose I'm not going to mention a specific channel, but I will say that I personally do not listen to subliminals that do not show me what the affirmations are. I need to know. I need to know what's happening in there. What are we cooking with? Okay. So I would look at, there's usually like, if it's not in the comments, then it's usually in the Dropbox. And I would click on the description and just see what the affirmations are. And then if they resonate, then use them. Now, I think that sometimes it can be tricky because you'll listen to affirmations and then feel bad, but it's not necessarily bad for you. Okay. So depending on what the affirmations are, let's say you've gone through, so you found a track, you went through the affirmations you like the affirmations, and then you listen to it overnight and then it makes you feel bad. And you're like, why? Why is that? It's not necessarily that the affirmations are bad. It's just that there's something in you that just is feeling that way. And if you're feeling bad, I wouldn't make it mean the world. That's another thing too. Don't make it mean the world. If you are feeling sad, then that's okay. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay. So just work with the emotions and just see it as something that's like, I'm feeling this way, but I also have grace. And I also know that the affirmations I'm saying and that I'm allowing into my mind are affirmations that I want to stick. So I'm just going to stick with it. It's kind of like going to the gym. It's like, you don't, like, at first you do not want to go. And even the next day you may feel sore, and that may prompt you to not want to go even more. But you know that over time it's going to feel good. Like, you're going to actually want to go. You're going to have that urge to go to the gym because it makes you feel good. It's free endorphins. You get like all this dopamine. You get like, the gym is a great way to just get lots of free stuff, like lots of free chemicals and lots of like good feeling chemicals in your body. So if you look at it that way, then all of a sudden you're just like, oh yeah, like let me do this. But it's the same thing. So I wouldn't be worried is what I'm trying to say. But if you if you go on to a subliminal and it's like you don't like the affirmations, then don't. Choose the one that resonates with you. High Frequency Guru, Bow Subliminals. These are all great ones. I've heard of High Frequency Guru. Yes, I actually commented on this one. It was like a soulmate one. It was like a girl. Use that one with caution. I think it's like one of her most liked ones. I commented on it. I was like, yeah, that works. I need to start sending in receipts. I'm going to start putting people on blast because come in with the screenshots. This old ex of mine sent me a screenshot because I've created a firm boundary. Okay. I'm like, I actually don't want you in my experience. Thank you very much. So I like created this firm boundary and I'm like, yeah, this is what I want. He found me on email. I was like, people are still doing that? I didn't think to block him on email, and he found me after listening to that subliminal. So please, just definitely take it with, have caution when you just vet the subliminals that you use, because they do work. They are very effective. Agreed. Listed subs only. Also, it's normal to feel angry after listening to a self-concept subliminal. Yeah. And sometimes we just need to move through it. Like you just move through it. Don't be afraid of the emotion. Move through it. Allow it to be there. This is also something that you practice during meditation, is like allowing the thoughts to be there, allowing your body to feel the way that it needs to, like acceptance. Acceptance acceptance is key. If you can get to the place, also known as like neutrality, although acceptance, I think on the scale is higher, but like when you get into a state of acceptance, everything's good. Everything's good. And you can, the things that you manifest in the state of acceptance are excellent. They really are. And yeah, there's been times where I've listened to a subliminal and I've woken up. I've also had like weird dreams. I've woken up and been like, what was that all about? What's the big idea? But then after listening to it for a couple more nights, days, weeks, that's another thing too. Like if I find something that I really like and that resonates with me, I'm just gonna listen to it. Like I don't put a time limit on it. I don't like, there's nothing that will stop me from just like relaxing, going into that state and returning to that state again. Does not matter. Like, it does not matter what my circumstance is saying. Like, cause I know that what I say is like, this is what we're doing. I love you. I love you. I love you. This is what we're doing. Like, this is the train that we've gotten on. Oh yeah, and then the weight loss ones, Cloudy, you're saying that those really worked for you. So that's also a good one. Yeah, I think that would be helpful for anybody who's on here who wants weight loss. Do you have any tips or advice on the hypnagogic state, how to enter it, how to manifest it? That's just like a hypnosis, right? I'm assuming that's what that means. How to enter it, how to manifest. Well, there's people that are certified in hypnosis that can actually get you there faster, but you can do it to yourself. They have, like, I've done, what is it called? The CIA. It's like their like meditation tracks. It's like you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Hopefully. There's it's like a certain practice for like a couple of days, and the CIA came out with it. They published it, and it's a bunch of like frequency music. Oh wait, sorry, no, the hypnagogic state is what Neville calls a state akin to sleep. Oh, okay, so it's not hypnosis. Sorry, I don't use that word, hypnagogic. The hypnagogic state, yeah, but that is also like hypnosis. Because of the root word is hypna. So it's the same thing. How do you get there? That's, I would say, so that's a very natural state. It's kind of like, it's a brainwave. It's a brain frequency that happens naturally. Like, you don't have to, try to get into that state. It's just something that happens right before you fall asleep. So manifesting during that time, though, I can help you with, because so there's like different states throughout the day and different cycles that our brain is functioning on. It's like running really fast. There's like different wave cycles throughout the day. And so you want to impress your mind when it's at its most relaxed state, which is the hypnagogic state that you're referring to. And when you are, so let's say right before bed or right before you take a nap, and then you're just feeling relaxed, or you're going for a walk, or you're cleaning your house. Like, these are all times during our day where we're doing something, but it's with very little effort, and there's space between our thoughts, right? Just like meditation. So there's space. There's like room for creativity within your mind. I don't know how to explain it more than that, but yeah, that's how it feels. And when you're there, you can set an intention. You can visualize. That's why vision boards work. Also, if you write your notes, if you're somebody who doesn't like to do any of that, you can go on notes and have your phone on the dark mode so that it's black and then the font is white. I say that because it makes a difference. I don't know why, but it does. It makes a difference. So you go on dark mode, and then you write down a story for yourself, or you write down bullet points or affirmations, whatever your fancy is. Excuse me. And then when, like, right before you go to sleep, you just read off of your phone. And since it's not the bright mode, since it's on dark mode, it's not going to be distracting and it's not going to keep you awake. Do you have any pushback on getting your community members to meditate? It's so important. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Do you guys push back? Do you guys push back on meditation? I don't think so. That was another thing I was thinking about the other day. I was like, I do not want to brag, but I do feel like this community is like the best community on YouTube. I don't know. It's like, whatever. Because really, you have to think about it. I don't have mods. I've not once had a mod on this channel, ever. All the times that I've gone live, not once had any type of interference. Even if people like ask their questions, I never, like, it doesn't ever feel like there's any pushback or like any type of like, it sincerely feels like there's good questions. So yeah. And I think that, well, and I also feel like I don't, like, meditation is very, very important, but I also am very aware that there's different, like, people have different ways of living. So maybe somebody doesn't want to meditate, right? So I like to give the information out there. I like to give the information and then be like, okay, sorry, my battery is low. I like to be like, okay, here's the information. Do with it what you will. It will separate your thoughts and it will allow you to manifest faster. But if you don't want to, then that's all you. That's a good question. Do you get pushback? I would love to know. I don't think I will ever change my overnight playlist. Yeah, there's a subliminal. Okay, so I was listening to a subliminal and I got a good job. It was fine. It was fine. But then I created my own subliminal. And I manifested a job that I had scripted years ago. And it was wild. Like, I talked about how I wanted to work for big tech. And I had written down, it was ambitious. It was ambitious. Now, I've signed a contract, so I can't like disclose any of this information. But I, like, everything that I wrote down in the scripting session happened. And it was very cool. And then I think I still have that that subliminal. Let me know if you guys want me to post my things, because I don't have a problem with that. It's just that usually, like, it's good to tailor it to your own specific thing. So yeah. I usually dream about my SP when I say her name while in the state of akin to sleep. Oh, that's very nice. Yeah, like a lullaby. Sorry, no, I get a little pushback when I speak about it sometimes. Quite a few people are apprehensive to doing it or misunderstand its purpose. I'm trying to fix that. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, it's fine to get pushback, especially because yours is like, your channel is, it's growing at the speed that it is right now. So there's more consciousness on it, right? So there's like a lot more opinions. There's a lot more diverse opinions. So sometimes it's just like having that pushback is necessary to the community, because it does help people seek out different avenues of manifestation. So this is how I think of it. Like, manifestation coaches, not one is the same. It's basically like going to a church and expecting the pastor to be the same as the other pastor. So like me with this channel, I'm not saying that I'm a pastor, but like this is a place where you can get information, and if it resonates with you, then it does. But if it doesn't, then I'm most likely, in my perspective, if it doesn't resonate with you, then I'm the catalyst to help you find what you do need from somebody else. Like, let's say you're just like, oh, like F this girl, whatever. Then you take the information that I'm telling you and you'll be like, okay, well, she said this, but I think that you can do it this way. And then that will prompt you to find somebody who actually says that you can do it this way. And then that gel, that mesh happens to where you get the information that you need, you get the manifestation that you need, and then all is good. So it's never like, sorry, I have another hair. Just like, I have cat hair just all over me. There's never a missed opportunity when you're seeking these answers. Like, everything is going to take you to where you need to be. So if somebody doesn't want to manifest, then I'd be like, okay, even if they choose manifestation later, like, because they most likely will. But even if they're like, I don't want to meditate, I just want to manifest in this way, then you'll be like, okay, great. They find their person, they do it that way, and then all is well. That's how I was with Bashar, because I did not resonate with Bashar for the longest time. And then one day it just clicked and I was like, okay. I was like, okay, all right. Okay. I've actually, like, I've seen him live. I haven't even seen Abraham Hicks lately. Like, I haven't seen her live yet. Or them. I haven't seen them live yet. I've seen Bashar over all of the other teachers. I've seen him live and like wanted to go and check out his information in person. I love meditating. Bashar is so amazing. I'm telling you, at first I was like, why is this man screaming? like, calm down, sir. Calm down. And then one day I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, all right. Okay. Yeah. I love Dr. Joe Dispenza. Yeah, he's great too. Yeah. And sometimes I remember this one particular time I was driving to LA and I listened to the podcast with the Greatness Show, or like, it's with Lewis. Is that his name? I don't want to butcher these names, but anyways, Joe Dispenza was on it. It was like their second or third time meeting. And he was talking about the idea of being so in love with life that everything in the past is like all worth it, right? And all of a sudden, I kid you not, I'm driving and my heart just bursted. It, like, I was just crying in my car. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah. And that was also a very magical day. Like, I went shopping and there was a pair of shoes that I wanted that had been sold out everywhere. Like, you can't get them online. You can't get them anywhere. I went into the store and I was like, do you guys have this? And they were like, oh yeah, well, they didn't even have them on the shelf. They didn't have them on the shelf. I was like, I'm looking for these. I showed them the picture. I was like, do you guys have them in this size? And she's like, let me go check in the back. We don't have them on the shelf, but let me just see. She came out with my size in the color that I wanted. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting ahead. It was so magical. Like, that was just one of the instances that happened. I couldn't give them my money fast enough. I was like, here, take it. I really want these. Yeah, because I had been looking for maybe like a week or so for those shoes. And then I got them. And I do think that, like, prepping yourself to like experience that goodness is very important. So yeah, that podcast was very, very fun. And Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about meditation. That's like his whole thing. That's his whole thing. That's also Abraham Hicks. That's their whole thing too. Neville Goddard, whether you realize it or not, that is his thing too. He talks about be still and know. Be still and know. Every time that Jesus went to his quiet place, and every time that he prayed, like, prayer is a form of meditation. So these people are definitely advocating for meditation, and you can use meditation for whatever you like. Um, yeah, I think meditation is very, very important, but it just depends on the person, because I know a lot of people that don't meditate, that don't pray, and they still get whatever they want because that's just how they've set up their game system. So it just depends. But you have to be on board. Some people are like, okay, I'm gonna say this then, but they don't actually they're not actually down with it. They're not actually thinking that, yes, this is how I want to operate. Like, you have to work with what you've got and then go from there. So like when I first, for example, when I first started my weight loss journey and I decided with conviction, I'm going to feel like I want to feel better in my body. And for me, that looked like losing weight. So I did that. And along the lines, like it was slowly and gradually, I swear, like one day I just woke up and I was like, you look the way you want to look. Literally just woke up one day and was like, you got it. But going along that track, I realized that there were certain things that I wanted to let go of. So I realized that I didn't need to diet. I realized that I didn't need to even work out. Now it's to the point where, and Abdullah has talked about this, but he talks about quibbles, which is, it's like little discrepancies of belief towards something else. So let's say you want to lose weight or whatever, but you're like, oh, well, I can only eat chicken and broccoli in order to be this weight, right? Whereas, like, according to Abdullah, like if you know that you can do whatever and still look the way that you want, then you don't have any quibbles. Like you can just do whatever. So now I can do anything. I can drink. I can do anything. I can have cookies for breakfast. I could do anything. I could do anything. I could eat 5 times a day. I could eat 11 times a day. I could eat one meal. I could have no meals. I could have literally anything. I don't have any quibbles when it comes to like looking, like the physique of how I want to look. I don't have to work out. I can work out. I don't have anything that I feel resistant towards, which is a very freeing feeling. I'm like, wow, I should get to this point in every aspect of my life. But I think for now, I'll just like talk to you guys about this stuff, about at least weight loss. That's something that I feel very strongly about, or not even weight loss, but like, because some people do want to gain weight. Some people want to gain weight, lose weight. Some people want to have like a certain shape to their body. So yeah, I can help with that definitely. But yeah, I also think that there's a B. Sorry. It's very pretty. Wow. Okay. School of Greatness, Lewis Howes. Yes, very good. That's what it is. If you guys want to watch that podcast, it's with Dr. Joe Dispenza. But all right, my mouth is getting dry now. I loved talking to you guys. It's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know what your thoughts are on for the next video. I really want to do the 10 commandments. I think that would be very fun because I have like a perspective on them that I haven't heard ever, actually. This is just something that I've channeled through Athena, and it's quite interesting. So maybe I'll do that another time, but I don't have anything booked for yes, I don't have anything booked for the next 2 weeks, so I will be going live. Promise. I'll be going live, and let me know your thoughts. I'll also be doing the membership giveaway. We can do the members. Let me know if you want to do, if you would want one of these. It's a Bluetooth speaker embedded face mask, sleeping face mask that's 100% block out. Like you cannot see anything with those things on. We could do that. We could do cash. So just let me know. Okay, love you guys. It's been a pleasure. Ooh, bye. Have a great weekend and a great rest of your September. But I will see you before September ends. Okay, I promise. Okay, bye.